Yo, what up, homies? We got an update from Flare Network. An update for when our Flare tokens will finally be airdropped to our wallets. Plus, there's an even better update. They're giving us another free token. So stay tuned for that. If you guys like this content, definitely consider smacking that subscribe button so you can stay up to date on the latest in the crypto space. Jumping right into the latest article from Flare Network, right here from the source itself. It says, in the next 6 weeks, we will be releasing a Canary network for Flare called Songbird. So this is what this video is all going to be about. And towards the end, we'll go over when our Flare tokens will be airdropped. It says, what is a Canary network? A Canary network is an operational blockchain with a defined token supply that is intended to be used to test features for a related main net, kind of like what they do with Litecoin and Bitcoin. On a Canary network, users have a balance that cannot just be replenished at will. This is in contrast to a testnet, which generally has an unlimited token supply available in increments to any user through a faucet. So it's pretty cool. They're making their testnet actually like kind of like live to where that you can't just make fake tokens. The defined and scarce token supply may confer value to the token, potentially making it attractive to attackers such that testing is as real as it possibly can get. This allows for the hardening of the system under testing. Polkadot is the originator of the Canary network concept with their Kusama network. So this is not new. This has been done before. So it's going to be pretty exciting to see what's going to happen because we all know Kusama is definitely valuable. So I imagine this token, Songbird, will be valuable as well. So they go into the purpose, Songbird is, like I just said, the Canary network for Flare. It will have two distinct phases. Prior to the launch of the Flare, Songbird will be instrumental in the continued testing of the Flare time series oracles, the state connector and F assets systems, and the network architecture. The FTSO, which is the Flare time series oracles, and the F asset protocols will be live on Songbird with F assets generated from the underlying tokens. This will improve the security, stability, and credibility for the ultimate launch of Flare. So you mean like, hey, so when are we going to get the tokens? Like I said, we'll get to that in a little bit. But what is so crucial, when Flare launches, we want Flare to be successful. We want Flare to come out with no bugs. And this Songbird right here, this Canary network, is exactly what we need to make this happen. So continuing on, post-Flare launch, the Songbird is intended to be a long-term network for testing governance-led changes to Flare, such as the incorporation of new F assets, changes to the FTSO, F asset systems, or any other network change. That's, once again, very bullish. We want Flare to be successful, and this is a great way to test it, but kind of test it live, so to speak. In all periods, Songbird has two other core uses. First, advanced testing and community building for applications that wish to launch on Flare. Ideally, all applications that launch with Flare, especially those that utilize the FTSO and FAsset systems, will test initially on Songbird. Second, as a way for Flare token holders to familiarize themselves with key Flare protocols such as delegation to the FTSO, minting of F assets, and usage of applications that build on Flare without putting their Flare tokens at risk. Guys, this is crucial. This is probably what you're most excited about, this right here, so you can actually go through, see what's going on, and test it out without risking your actual Flare tokens. So I know you, I'm pretty excited about that. Continuing on, Flare will launch with all the tested core protocols: FTSO, initial F assets, and state connector. The use of Songbird as the testbed for potential updates to Flare means that between Flare and Songbird, Songbird will often be more advanced network. Innovations and new dApp launches will happen first on Songbird and then may be rolled out on Flare after testing. This makes Songbird its own type of network, which may be useful in isolation to applications that do not need the intended stability of Flare, but which wish to enjoy the core Flare protocols and potentially more advanced features that Songbird may have to offer ahead of Flare. So guys, it's pretty cool. Songbird will be one step ahead of Flare because they're testing it. If it doesn't work out, they just roll it back. They don't actually put it on the Flare network. So just continuing on to the juicy details of what are you going to get? What are you going to be airdropped? Well, stay tuned. Songbird will have its own token, Songbird, which will be ticker SGB, which will be distributed once only in the same ratio to all the same participants of the Flare distribution. Total starting supply will be 15 billion with the initial inflation of 10% per annum, I'm not even sure what that means, through the FTSO and validator reward systems. This means for every 1 XRP that was held at the time of the snapshot, which was December 12th, 2020, or December 11th, 2020, depending where you are in the world, you will be getting 0.1511 SGB. So please keep that in mind. You can calculate for every 1 XRP, you'll be getting this amount SGB. I'm sure you can do some simple math and figure that out. It says there will be no predefined minting reward pools. Instead, that supply will remain with the Flare Foundation. If you claim Flare through your self-custody, you will use the same Ethereum style address, but with a different chain ID to access Songbird. If you claimed your Flare through an exchange, they will receive SGB on your behalf. You will need to ask them to distribute it to you. So once again, not your keys, not your crypto. You're gonna have to beg and plead, please Coinbase, give me my new coins, please. You're gonna have to do that and just pray that they listen. So continuing on to the governance feature of this token. Similar to the Flare, the SGB token can be used to perform a governance role. Unlike Flare, this will not be over the implementation of changes to Songbird itself, as Songbird is, subordinated to Flare for that purpose. Governance could, however, be useful in adding additional chains, price, and F assets that haven't been suggested by the Flare governance. So they can do that. Hey guys, this is pretty cool. Like I said, basically, the Songbird is going to be the testing place. Flare is the real deal. But that doesn't mean Songbird won't be worth anything. I'm sure it will. This is the launch order. Songbird will launch first as a pure EVM smart contract network. This will enable testing of the network architecture and for the initiation of testing of third-party dApps. Subsequently, the FTSO, State Connector, and F-Assets systems will be enabled. Guys, that's pretty cool. Like I said, pretty excited for that. But the biggest update right here, Flare launch. Get ready for this one, homies. Flare will launch after the substantial testing of all systems on Songbird, with the current final security audit scheduled to finish at the end of September. I don't know about you. I'm a little disappointed because we were told plus or minus 2 to 4 weeks in June. And guess what? They're pushing it back again. It may be disappointing, but personally, I would much rather them push back the Flare network launch if they are not ready. We want this to be, very secure. We want their final security audit to go as planned. We want it to be working as it should. And guess what? The cool thing is with the whole idea that you're able to basically test out how to mint new assets, how to use the FTSO in Songbird, that's going to be great for the user. Take advantage of this time and learn what you're doing. A lot of people couldn't figure out how to claim their Spark tokens. That was super simple compared to what you're going to be doing right here. So please consider taking your time to learn about this. This is just giving you the opportunity to educate yourself and go from there. So just please keep that in mind. We're going to end the video right there. That's all I got for today. I'd love to know your opinion on this launch in September. Are you disappointed? But do you understand? Or are you glad they're waiting to make sure it's fully functional and successful? Let me know down below. And until then, may the gains be with you.